What's going on, guys? watchOS7 is finally here. The Gold Master has been released. We have some new watch faces and also some new Apple Watch features that I'd like to show you guys in today's video. So without any further ado, let's jump on to see what's new in watchOS7. Let's go. So we're gonna start off with what's strikingly new in watchOS 7. Now, if you guys are wondering how do you get these new watch faces, you have to make sure your iPhone is on the latest version of iOS 14 right here. So you just want to update your iPhone. If you guys don't know how to do it, just go to general software updates. It will be there for you guys today. So this is the Memoji watch face. You could interact with it by touching it to give it different faces, and if you double tap, it will zoom in just like that. It's kind of cool. Now if you don't want your face here, you could also customize it. You could change the background color. So if we're going to edit mode, you could change the entire emoji itself to like the different Memoji characters. But for me personally, I think my face looks best. And you can also change the background color. As you can see, tons of different background color you could change from. And we also have a few complications. Next up, we have this watch face, very bright and colorful. You can also change the different stripes, and it's called stripes itself. So if we're going to edit right here, and then we scroll down, you can see we could change from the square to circular. When you have the circular one, you get more complication options, but let's just look at the stripe first. So it's the first stripe, second, could go between all these different colors until you get to half. In terms of complications, slide over here, we have different colors we could change for the two halves. Positioning, like so. And then, as you can see, complications not available for that one. So if you want complications, you'd have to go to the circular version. Literally could change individual colors. That's insane. So if you wanted to, you could like use your country's flag. So for me, Jamaica would be red, green, and gold. You could change up here to like the Jamaican colors, and then go over here to different complications you could use. And yeah, that's stripes. Next up, we have the artists, and this is pretty simple. It's for like artists, I guess, and there's nothing much you could really change here. I think you could change different colors inside the watch app itself, but yeah, that's the artist version. Next up, we have a count up watch face. Now this is actually a watch face, if you guys know what I mean. So we have the date right here, complications in 4 different corners, and this one is very simple. You could only change the color of the rim, so from navy blue to all these different colors of the rim. As you guys can see, literally so much colors. Then if you go over to the complications, you could only change the 4 corners of complications. And that's it in terms of customization for the count up watch face. Now this one is reminiscent of the GMT Rolexes, so a lot of people like this one. And of course you could change the rim color. So you have the two-tone color right here. As usual, all the Rolexes have the two-tone colors. And this one, the first one just looks official, you know what I mean? And then of course you have the 4 different complications you could choose between in the 4 corners, and that's basically it for the GMT. Next up, we have the typograph. Shout out to Canupsi. I know he's drooling over this one right now. So you could change the different dials right here. This is the Arabic style we're in. So you could change from the classic, modern. You have this one right here, rounded. But I kind of like the Arabic font. This modern one kind of gives me Nike watch face vibes. You can also change the symbols right here. All these different symbols, it's insane. Then of course we could change the background colors. Ooh, this yellow one. Oh man. Got all these colors we could choose from. That's basically all the new watch faces that got updated in the latest version of watchOS 7. Okay, so enough of the watch faces. Let's look at a couple new tweaks and changes we got here and there. So if we jump into the activity tab, we could now change our exercise goal and or stand goals. So right down here, you want to scroll all the way down, you will see change goals. Jump into here, you could switch up your calorie goals. Next, now we have exercise goals, so we could change this from 30 minutes to 35 minutes, and also the stand goal. So if you're really annoyed of the Apple Watch telling you to stand every hour, you could change this down to like 10 hours per day. But for me, I think 12 hours per day to stand is really good, so I'll leave it at that. Another secret feature and tip is that you can now access complications from the always on display. So currently my Apple Watch is off right now. It's on the always on mode, so if you have a Series 5 it will work. So I could just access my activity from here. You can see open it up, and it was on always on. As you can see, the display is brightened. Let's try to turn it off again. So always on is right there, and boom, turn it on. You can see it brightens. Another cool little new feature we have is that we could use the timer in the camera remote. So if you have a complication for the camera, you could just open it real quick right here, and as you can see, we have a 3-second timer just chilling right there instead of the burst modes that we usually get. So boom, it still takes a burst, but at least we have a 3-second timer right there, which is kind of useful in certain situations without you have to be setting it manually on the phone. And of course, we have a bunch of array of different options. We could turn that timer off, of course, but I think the 3-second timer is really useful. In watchOS 7, we can also customize our control center. So if you swipe up to the control center, any complication or anything right here, any widget you don't use a lot, you could hit edit. Remove all of them, give it a cleaner look. Obviously keep the ones that you use a lot, but if you don't use it, for example like walkie-talkie, now you have a cleaner look on your widget right here. And if you want to add them back, hit edit, and they will be all down here for you to add them later on. Another cool little feature that would be kind of hard to show you guys is that you could now use Siri to announce messages. Now this is handy in a lot of situations. For example, if you're walking on the road or you're jogging, if you get a text message and you have AirPods, so it has to be a 2nd generation AirPods or some Beats headphone, anything connected to your iPhone, you just simply open the control center and use the announce message toggle to use the function. And basically, if you get a message, it will just play in your earphones. Siri just reads out the message for you, and as I said before, that can be really useful in certain situations. Alright guys, so I don't want this video to be too long. If you want to see all the new features that is in watchOS 7, I made a video dedicated to that. For example, like the wind down mode that they have for sleeping, the new charge and recharge reminders, new workout options, and also the hand washing feature. So cycling, a lot of those stuff I touched on a video itself. So if you want to see that, I'll leave that video at the end screen and also below in the description. Alright guys, thanks for making it to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a thumbs up, smash that like button, subscribe, and always love, peace, and tweaks. Signing out.